first let's log on to Oracle, and then let's log on Oracle developer. Okay. I have Matthew, Adam, and Sabotage has not checked the payments yet. All right. Okay. Log on. All right. So last class we talked about how to do set operations. Yeah, to combine SQL select statements query results. So if you can, if you have like several SQL statements and they get a different set of results, and then you can use union or intersect or minus to combine the results. So union basically say is going to get a result, just combine all the results. So basically, the result could be in by the first SQL statement or by second SQL statement, and you put all of them, okay? But of course, if there's only like a common ones, the common ones will be only shown once, okay? No duplicate will be produced. And then intersect will be just getting those common results. So you have two SQL statements, and each one get a set of result, and then intersect will just get the ones that the result belongs to both sets. Okay, and then we learned how to do minus, and that turns out to be very, very useful. For example, if we want to find out, let's say, if we want to find out the department that has no employees, let's do that. Find department that has no employees. Okay, and you will be incorrect if you just do, say, select count or select DPD number. This would be incorrect. Okay, select the DPD number from the PD, and then say group by DPD, and then say heaven count. The count of that equal to 0. That would be incorrect. Okay, so appears to be right. Okay, so appears to see you're trying to find a department that has zero count, but unfortunately, if you think about the logic here, that this will not give you any department, because if you have department number is already in the employee table, then the department have at least one employee, right? So no employee will not work. However, if we do, if we can just say find out all the total department, say let's say department number from the PD, that's all the department, and then let's say minus, then we'll get the department numbers that is already listed in the employee table. So the PD number from EMP. So that way you will be able to find out that, among all these departments that is inside the department table, those are the ones already have employees. So then you minus those, you get those department that has no employees. All right. So that is how to do set operations. So what I'm going to do next is about how to back up large amount of data to another place. Okay, so this another place could be the place that just in case you have like a disaster to your production database, and you always want to have a place, like a secure place to back up your data, right? So how do we do that backup? There are two different ways, there are two different commands to do that. The first command will be just you can use whatever SQL statement, get the results, and use that results to create a brand new table in another place. Okay, so approach 1. Okay. Create a new table based on SQL result. Good. Good. So by using this approach, you first of all you're going to have a select, some kind of select statement. Okay, let's just say who is joining or leaving. Calling left. Okay. So say I am going to get all salesmen. Okay, so salesman's e-name, salary, hire date, maybe department number. Okay, from DEPT, from EMP, sorry, and then well, job is equal to just say, let's just make up something. It's a salesman, right? Salesman. Good. So this will give you all the salesman's information. All salesman's information. Something's wrong here. Did I misspell anything? Select e-name, hot salary, hire date from EMP, where job equals to salesman.
I think last class, Professor, you switched salesman to, I think it was like operators on your.
Okay, thank you for that. So I need to change that to back. Operator. Okay, so all those people were in Boston, right? So let me do that. Okay, let's see that. Oh, this is still not right. Operator, let me spell that. E-O-A, okay. All right, so that is correct. So let me change all this back. So just in case I make the same mistake again. So update EMP set job equals to salesman. Okay, and then job is equal to operator. Let me change this back. No row? Oh, okay.
You misspelled salesman.
I misspelled salesman also? Okay. Salesman. Thank you. And then this operator also misspelled. It's actually should be all cap case. 11 rows updated. Okay, so now let me change this to salesman back. Okay. So this time we'll get the salesman information, right? So now let's say I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay, now let's say I want to use the information from here, from this SQL statement, to create a brand new table somewhere else. Okay, so when you create a new table, of course, you need a table name. Okay, and then also you need a bunch of these columns information, and also you're going to have a records data to be inserted along the same along the way. So to do that, you simply say create table. Okay, let's say salesman. Okay, and then say S, and then after S, you have just a regular select statement. And then what happened here is when you run this statement, this column information will be obtained from the select statement. So basically, the original EMP table, original employee tables, column names, and the data about each column, the data type size for each column, and whether the column should be missing or not, will be all used to create this table. And also this data you just obtained from select statement will be also copied into the table. Okay, let's run that and then we'll take a look. So you say table is created, right? So now let's try to save the table. Describe salesman. Describe salesman. Let me spell it. Or salesman. M-E-N. Just keep on making mistakes somehow. And object salesman. What? Object salesman does not exist. What is this one? But I was trying to do this one. Describe salesman. Is it correct? SALESMAN. Okay. So now it's described. So you say that is get e-name, higher salary, higher date. All this information actually is coming from employee table, just directly copied. For example, salary is 7,2, 7 digits in total, 2 decimal places, higher date, all that, right? And now you can also look at data in the salesman table. So select star from salesman. Okay, and then you will be able to get just get the same kind of information you obtained before by using this original select statement. Okay, so did you get a sense, get idea how does this work? So basically, oh, by the way, this table is inside the same table, is inside the same place, but that does not have to be. So remember database link, right? So if you have another database link, for example, you have database link in Japan, okay, JP something, okay, then just say add Japan, and then this table will be actually created in the Japan's database, not here, not in your current account. Okay, but of course I don't know whether we created that or not, but anyway, so if you want to back up data to another place, then just create add database link name. Okay. Now, this is approach one. So basically, by using this approach, you are backing up data to a brand new table. The table will be created. The second approach is if you already have data, backup database. Okay, you already have a table, and you just want to get data to be copied incrementally into the new existing table. So approach 2. Okay, so you would be just add data to existing table. Existing table. Okay, in another place. So you can just think of that. That's another, let's just say, backup table. Okay. So to do that, you are going to, first of all, let's just create. I'm going to just create a backup. Just say existing table. Okay, so let's create existing table first. Create table. Let's just say temp. Okay, and then the table temp will have a couple of columns here. Let's just say number column and call. Okay, so let's just say it's number 4. Number 4. Okay. And then second column, let's just say is charcoal. So let's just say that's the char, maybe 45. Okay. And I'm going to just create these 2 columns. So this is just it's just like an existing. Just imagine this is existing table. I'm trying to get data inserted into this table by using SQL statement, select statement. Okay. Did I run? Let me see. Table created. Okay. So now let's take a look at the table here. Make sure it exists. Describe temp. Okay. All right, so it has 2 columns. Let me see, my first screen may not be. Okay, so I have 2 columns, number column and char columns. Okay, so now let's say, suppose I need to back up my data into this into here. So what kind of data I'm back up? Let's just say I want to back up all clocks employee number and also job title into here, or maybe e-name. Okay, just employee name and also employee number and employee name into here, into this table. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to just say insert into temp. This time you don't use as. Okay, just directly go next. So again, if this table is a remote place, you can just add and then database link. All right, and since with that, when we're actually just trying to practice that, so we can insert into that table, which is inside the same place. Remember, when you use insert, usually you can, if you use values, you can only insert one record at a time, right? So if you have multiple rows to insert, then you have to do insert into temp values, and then do it again, insert into temp, and then values. However, in here, I'm going to use SQL statement, select statement to get a bunch of rows, and all the rows will be inserted into this table at one time. Okay, so let's do that. So first, I'm going to insert employee number into the first column, which is number column, and then ename is going to be second column. Okay, from emp, and then let's just say where job equals to, let's just say salesman. Okay, we can also do salesman again. Okay. Make sense? Okay, so 11 rows selected, yeah, inserted. So without using this this command, you know, if you do values and if you use a program to do it, you have to write like a loop, okay, like a while loop or for loop, one for each record using individual insert statement and the values. Okay, insert into and the values, insert into and the values, and then you're going to do just use a while loop to process that. However, here we, you know, by using one single SQL statement, get all the data, and then all data will be inserted once into this backup table. Okay, and then as a matter of fact, this is actually a very useful mechanism to do the backup. So, for example, every day I would, you know, based on the row number of for the data that, you know, the column, the row, any rows that has been changed, I would just use, you know, get those rows and then back up to remote place so that the data will be always safe. Okay, so now let's take a look at the saved temp data again. Select from temp. Okay, so now you should be able to get should see the same result that you would get from running this SQL statement. That without insert, just select the EMP number, ename, or the salesman information, salesman's employee number, and the name will be returned. Okay. All right, so these are the two approaches for copying data from one table to another. Okay. Typically, you would, you know, if you use the nice wisely, then this can be used as a way to back up your production database to another place. All right, now let's come to the essential stuff for today's class, which is about something called tuple variables. So first of all, what is tuple variable? Remember, in SQL is a fourth generation language, is non-procedural language. So that means you cannot declare variables. You cannot use the logic like if, else, or while loop, or for loop, those type of things, right? And then what is tuple variable then? A tuple variable is just, you know, tuple, right? Tuple is representing like a column, or like representing a row in a table, okay? So let me show you what is tuple variable looks like. So suppose I have a table here. Okay, so this table have, say, employee number, employee name, job, and then maybe have like a DPD number here. Okay, so this table is going to have many rows, right? Many rows. Okay, so the tuple variable, so let's just say this table is called EMP table. All right, and then the tuple variable is declared as this. So first of all, you use the employee name, and then maybe like employee name T, And then this T actually is representing any of these records, any of these rows. Does it make sense? So T can represent the first one, and T can represent the second row. So that's why it's called a variable, because this tuple is changing from row to row. Okay, so you are using this tuple variable to represent entire row from the EMP table. So that is what is called a tuple variable. What's the mean? Okay. To understand the use of a tuple variable, I am going to give you one question. I think I stated this question before, and I said that was open question. Let's just let me repeat the question again. So this time I want you to do this. I want to find out the employee from each department. Okay, who makes the largest salary in his or her department? Okay. Now let me repeat. Let's try to understand that. So I think this the idea, the semantic is easy. The question is easy to understand. Say suppose I have 4 departments: accounting, management, marketing, and the production. Okay, and each department is going to have a bunch of employees, right? And one of the employees is going to make the maximum salary, right? So our job is trying to find that employee for each department who makes the maximum salary. Okay. Now it's tempting to do this. Okay, tempting to do wrong. I would say wrong approach. It's tempting, of course, it's wrong. Wrong approach 1. Okay, so this is what some people were trying to do. So select, okay, ename, and then max cell from EMP, and then group by the EPD number. Okay. Now, this, why you're tempting to that? But because you can group by department and find the maximum salary, right? And then you list the employee along with that, and it seems to be logical, but actually it's not logical. Do you understand why this will not work? Because remember that what is called the constraint for if you have like a column names along with group functions, only column names can be used along with group functions will be the ones after group by. In other words, we group by department number, then department number become a label for each group, and then you can only use that label along with group functions. You cannot use any other individual columns like here. Okay, so that is why this SQL statement will not work. Secondly, you can think of this way. Each department is going to have a maximum salary, okay? And each department has many employees. So the question here, which employee you are going to list? Each group has one maximum salary, has one department number, has one count, has some other statistics. However, you have many employees, right? So when you say employee name and also that's count or maximum salary, then the database will be confused. DBMS will be confused. Say you have many employee names. Which one should I choose? You cannot choose anyone, right? So this is not a work. Okay. Now let me look at the second approach. Wrong approach 2. Okay, this approach is I will select ename, okay, from EMP, okay, and then I will use a where cell is equal to, or maybe in, okay, in select max cell from EMP, and then group by the PT number. Does it make sense? So this approach appears to be right. So let's say I want to find an employee, okay, whose salary is a maximum in this is in this list of maximal salaries. So this list will give one maximal salary for each department, right? So what you do is you want to find an employee whose salary is in this list. Can somebody tell me why this is also wrong? Can somebody tell me why this is wrong? Adam, you're too late, so just wait until the end of class. Anybody? So remember, we're trying to find a department. Remember, we're trying to find an employee who makes a maximum salary for each department, right? And then maximum salary for the employees for the employees making the maximum salary. I'm sorry, for finding employees who makes a maximum salary in his or her department. Okay, so now let me look at a possible scenario here. All right, suppose I have 4 departments. Okay, say departments, the 4 departments. The maximum salary, I just put this outside here. Say accounting. The maximum salary, let's say, is $3,500, and then management, the maximum salary is $2,900. Okay, and then marketing, let's say maximum salary is $2,500. Let's just imagine that. Okay, so now you find one employee, let's just say Lisa. Okay, her salary is $2,900, and she's in the accounting department. She's in accounting. Okay. Okay. Now you're trying to say whether she is making maximum salary in accounting. Well, maximum salary in accounting is $3,500. She is $2,900. Of course, she is not a maximum salary maker in accounting. However, her salary is matching the management's maximum salary. So if you look at the query again, as long as the salary is matching any of these numbers, say 2,900, 3,500, or 2,700, whatever number, that which is as long as it's one of the department's maximum salary, then this employee will be selected. So in this case, so in other words, this will give you Lisa. This will select Lisa as one of the results. Okay, but of course this is incorrect because Lisa is not making maximum salary in accounting. Does it make sense? So this is why this is the wrong approach. So then what is the correct approach then? Okay, so first I will use, I'll try to use this one to change this a little bit so that this can actually find your solution. Okay, so correct one. Good. Correct approach 1. Good. So using this approach, this is what we do. Well, besides salary, what if I also look at the employee's department to say that the department, the salary and the department match that maximum salary for the department. So in other words, when I do sub-queries, I select maximum salary and also the EPT number along with it. Okay, so this sub-query will give you each department number, and also maximum salary. And then when I find the employees, I will use those to match. Okay, first I will match department number and also salary. So now this query becomes correct. Okay, So if you look at the department number and also salary for each employee, for example, Lisa, okay? So if Lisa department 10 and then salary is 2,900, does that match this list? No, apparently not, right? So this will not give Lisa as correct result. So this will be correct one. So let me just copy this, put it here, and then I'm going to get this back, put this original one back here. Okay, so that will be salary in the list of max salaries. Okay, so that was original one. So now let's run this one, and this will give us the maximum salary for each employee, for the maximum salary for each department, maximum salary maker for each department. Okay, so if you want to put salary also along the list, then you will see that who is making maximum salary. So Blake, Scott, Ford, Tim. Okay, so let's do one more. This time, let's say I want to get for each job title, on the working for each job, the employees who are the smallest salary maker for each job, okay? So I will put a question here first. Find smallest salary owner for each job. So again, so select name and then salary, okay, from EMP, and then say, well, so this time we'll need to compare job and salary together, which is inside the list of subquery will give us job and a minimum salary from EMP, and then group by job this time, right? Okay. So, and this just kind of like what we, the previous one will give you. So this list will give a list of job title and also minimum salary for each job. As long as the employee's job and the salary is matching one of the list, then that employee is the one you're looking for, okay? All right, so we have not get into tuple variable yet, okay? So I'm going to get to tuple variables approach. So correct approach 2, okay? So before I get into that correct approach 2, which is kind of a little bit more complex to do. So let's just do one question. Do one question that's a little bit easier to understand. So tuple variables. Okay. So first, let's just say let me copy that question here. So the question is example 1. So that would be create a directory. Let me copy this question here and put into here. Okay. So we want to create a directory that shows employee names, jobs, departments, as well as names of the managers. So that's just trying to do it, okay? So along the way, so select employee name, that's easy. Employee job, that's easy. And then departments, the department number, we can use department number, okay? Or department name that you have to do join, okay? And then the question here is manager names. It would be easier if I, do MGR. MGR is just employee number for the managers, right? But here, I want to find the managers' names. So how do I get managers' names? There's no column called manager name, right? That make sense? So now this is the trick I'm going to play. Okay. So if I know manager number, I can find manager name, right? Okay, so this is what I would do. I will just stop here. Let's just say I'm going to use tuple variables. Let me state tuple variables first. Okay, employees from EMPA, comma EMPB. Okay, well let's just make something simple. So employee A is just there's a sub. Okay, and then employee supervisor. Okay, supervisor. So that tuple, these are two tuple variable names. Sub is tuple variable name, and soup is tuple variable name. Or you can just simply say A and B. Okay, A and B. So these are two tuple variables. So what I will do is I will just imagine that for employee using the first one, I will find employee name, job, and the department. So I will say A dot employee name, and then A dot job, and A dot department number. Okay, so that I will get those columns from this first table. And then from the second table, I'm going to just get employee name only and e-name. And that employee name is actually manager's name. So in other words, I will use the second tuple variable to find managers' names. Okay, so what's the relationship between this A and B? And now let's figure that out. So basically, this is the relationship A.mgr equals to B.emp number, right? So for these managers, his or her employee number is going to be A's manager number. And that is how we use tuple variables. So without using tuple variables, you cannot do something like this. You cannot say employee, right? Can you? You cannot use the same table twice. So here I use it just A, employee B. So use same table, kind of like you use it two times. Okay. So let me explain this back using this table. Using a whiteboard again. Let me make this whiteboard slightly bigger. Okay, so here I make this as A, is the A. And then I use a second table, is exactly same table, EMP number and e-name, job, and then there's also a column called MGR, right? And the PD number. Okay, so I will call this as employee B. Okay, so tuple variable B. So now what happened here is you pick up one row from just employee A. You pick up one row here. Pick up one row, and from that row you get employee name and job. Okay, and also you can get the manager number, right? So let's just put a manager here, MGR here. Okay, so you can also get a manager number here and also department number. Okay, and then for this manager number, you are going to use this manager number to come to the second table to look for employee number that matches that. So you are using this one to match. For example, if this is like a what is like a 4001. Okay, let's just imagine this is 4001. Okay, and then you're trying to find that employee who have employee number 4001 here, and then the name, the employee name, corresponding employee name will be the manager for this employee, right? And that's the employee you will retrieve. So that is so B's employee number, as long as B's employee number here, B's employee name, it will be listed along with A's employee name, job, and the department number. And for the B's employee name, the corresponding employee number is matching A's manager number. Does it make sense? So that's how we can solve that question using tuple variables. Without using tuple variables, you will have a hard time to do these kind of questions. Okay. So just imagine, so let me just give you like a table here. Tip if need to use the same table multiple times for query. Use tuple variables. Okay, so now let's run this query, and then let's see the result here. There is something wrong here. Column name confusion. Which one? Which one is confusing? Let me do it again. Says column ambiguity defined. Which one is ambiguity? This is, so this A dot comma and the B A dot job, A dot name, A dot job. Okay, let me run again. Okay, so I think that originally there was like I put a comma accidentally. Okay, so now you see that Scott, salesman, department 20, and the manager is Jones. So we can actually change the name here. So we can say this is as manager, as a manager. Okay, so now you see the manager names instead of manager employee, manager ID, manager numbers, right? So that answers the question here. Okay. All right, next, let's find the employee. Let's do the same question again. Find the employee who is maximum salary maker in case of whole department. So let's just copy the question back here. Okay. So this time we find the employee who, from each department, who is making the largest salary in case of whole department. Okay. So now let's see what we can do. So let me show you the logic again. So this time I will do this. Okay. So first of all, I use tuple variable. Okay. From the first one, from the first table. I still have like 40 minutes, right? Okay. So from the first table, I pick up one row. And for that one row, I will be able to, let me clean up a few things here. So let's just see here, the department number we need. And let's just change this. Let me make this column a salary column, okay? So salary column. And then suppose I have a salary, let's say 2,000, okay? 2,000. So let me get rid of that. Okay. And then from this, I pick up one row. This is a tuple variable A. Okay, for tuple variable A, I will be able to find the employee name, job, salary, department number, everything, right? So each one will be, for example, A's department will be A.dept number, and A salary will be equal to A.sal, right? Okay, so getting one using tuple variable representing one arbitrary row from the first table. And then I'm going to use that same information I obtained from A to match to use a second table to find out what is the maximum salary for department A. So I'm going to search this one. So this one has, suppose this department number is 10, all right? So then you're going to find 10 here, 10 here, and maybe 10 here. Okay, so you find the 3 rows matching department 10. And then corresponding to this to the 3 departments, they must have a salary, right? So salary here might be like 3,000 here, and then $2,500 here, and 21 here. Okay, so then you're going to use salary, whatever salary you just for A, to say whether A salary is the maximum. So in this case, is this 3,000 or not? Okay, and if it is, then this A will be the record you're looking for. Otherwise, then you're going to change A to another record and then do it again. Okay, so this is just logic behind. So now let's do it using code. Okay. Okay, so this kind of a question, the tuple variables is the most difficult one for this week. Just make sure you pay attention, just like what we did last week. Those things like finding the department, has largest number of employees, or find what is that? Finding the job which has a maximum total salary, those type of questions. So we use subqueries, and also we have used all or some or any, those type of things. And that was the most difficult ones for last week. For this week, tuple variables will be the most difficult subject. Okay, so just make sure you pay attention, and we'll do a couple of examples along this line. So first, I'm going to say select. Say since we are finding employees, right? So I'll use tuple variable A, employee name, from EMPA. Okay, so representing one arbitrary row from EMP table, and then I'll get the employee name. Okay, so which employee will be selected depends on whether the employee matching what we are looking for. So first of all, A salary must be equal to what? The maximum salary for A's department. So what is A's department? A.dept, right? So let me put this first, okay? So you're going to use some kind of subquery, and then eventually say where the department number. So department number is equal to department number. So let's just put DP number here, and the DP number equals to A.dept number, right? So eventually we want to find out, we'll just use from EMP_B. Okay, let's just use tuple variable B here. Okay, and then you say where B.dept number is equal to A's department number. And this subquery will find out what is the maximum salary for this department, right? So we're going to say select max of B.cell. Okay, so now you see the logic here. Okay, first of all, you pick up one record from the table, and then see whether salary is matching. Use the same table again to find out what is the maximum salary for that particular A's department here, and then we're going to use another subquery to find out the max. Okay, so use tuple variable B, or not use the same table again, and then from that same table, let's just name that as B. And then we'll say B.dept number equals to A.dept number. So basically, we are looking for we are looking at the second table. We only look at the rows that are corresponding to A's department. Okay, and for those department, I will say what is the maximum salary. So again, so this is how we use tuple variables to solve the same question. Okay, and then if you run that, you should get exactly the same result as before. King for Blake. Okay, if you put a salary also along with it, A.cell, then you should get the salary, and the names together. All right. So now let's do same thing. I want you to do the job thing. So find out the smallest salary. I will give you 2 minutes to do that. Just simulate similar to this question, to this example. Trying to find the smallest salary or no for each job title. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to finish. Okay, did you finish it? Did anybody get it? So let's do it together. So you're going to do pretty much the same thing here. Select a dot ename and then a dot salary, right? Okay, from EMPA, and then you try to make a salary is the smallest for his job. So a dot job is a's job title, right? So I want to make that select say minimum of b dot cell from EMPB, where b's job title is equal to a's job title. Okay, so that will give you select. Oh, I misspelled. I put forgot semicolon here. Okay. Okay. So here select name, salary. That's the employee information you're looking for, and then this employee salary is a minimum for his job title. So this subquery is trying to find what is minimum salary for his job. Okay. All right, let's run that. Should get 2 employees only. We have only 2 department, two job titles. All right, so next I'm going to ask you to do something similar again, but this time I want you to do, so this is what we do. Find an employee who has longest history in the company at each location. So a little bit more involved. Okay. Find employees who have longest employment history. Okay. So say you say that each you have multiple locations, right? You have you have several locations. Each location have a bunch of employees, right? And then you want to find out which employee have longest employment history in the in each location. Does that make sense? So how do we do that? So I was just select. I will use so each for location, right? So I'm going to use employee table again. So e.ename and a.hire date maybe, and then from employee A. But then we need to use location though, right? We need to use location. So we need to use join and DPT. Join DPT. Let's just employee. Let's use another variable here. Employee B, and then we say a on a.dpt number equals to b.dpt number. Okay. So without using tuple variables, we would use like a emp.dpt number .dpt.dpt number equals to dpt.dpt number, right? Since we already renamed this, so you can just think of this as like another name for that table, for original table. So now use the new name, okay? This is how we do the join using tuple variables. And then we say, well, and then we have to make sure the A's hire date is maximum hire date is maximum hire date for the location for A's location. A's location will be b.log, right? Because I already linked that, right? And then b.location. So I'm going to see if I am I going to put a subquery here. So we're trying to find a max, okay, max of some kind of hire date, okay, and then for which one for b.log, b.location. Okay, so that is basically information we are given. We're trying to find out for B's location and then what is the maximum salary. Okay, so now we can just try it. We can finish that using using what? Using another tuple variable. So let's just say that would be c.hire date. Okay, from employee C and the join inner join, then DPTD, okay, and on C.DPT number equals to D.DPT number, okay, so that is join, and where D.location equals to D.location. There we go. So you say that when you have multiple tables to be involved, to be involved, and then tuple variable can get a little bit more complicated. However, just the basic idea here is the same as before. Basically, you're trying to find the employees' hire date, which is a maximum for the location. Okay, so the inner join should, just trying to trying to think a bigger picture, think of bigger picture first, and then figure out the details after that. Okay, so if I don't have this subquery, then this question should not be that difficult, right? So basically trying to find the employee hire date equal to something, right? And then trying to for the location. So we will do we have this join, right? And then after that, let's figure out the subquery. Okay. All right. So let's run that. Should get some result, and that if we want to put a location here, we can do so. So let's say b.location, and that will show you not just hire date, but also locations. So for example, Adams is August, hired August in Dallas. Chicago is James. All right. Okay, let's move on. So this time I'm going to give you a question which may not. So for this type of questions, for the questions we did three questions like this, you can use approach 2, approach 1, right? So you can use something like this to do it. However, this approach, the approach 1 is not as good as tuple variable approach because there are certain type of questions you cannot use approach 1. So let me give you one question like that, okay? So here, let's just say I want to do example 6 here. Okay, so this time let's say I want to find those employees who have a salary more than the average of their respective departments. More than the average. So let's just start with the main query, and then let's figure out how do we do this subquery. So select a.ename, okay, from empa. So that part is easy. And so we want to do that salary, that's employee we want to sort, we want to find has to be a salary, has to have a salary bigger than the average of his department. So now the idea is pretty similar, right? So here we want to make sure the A salary is more than the average of A's department. So let's just figure let's trying to say what are we looking for? We want to find the average salary, right? And for whom? For A's department number. So we are given A's department. That's the information we are given, and then we're trying to find average salary. Okay, so of course we are going to use another tuple variable to do that. So select, and let's just say that is b.cell. Okay, from and B for employee B, and then where B's department number equals to A's department number. There we go. Okay, so question like this, you cannot use the previous approach. So let me run this one first, and I will explain to you that. So for example, if you're trying to do something like this, then it will not work. So let me just copy this part. Let me not copy that. Let's just say select ename for EMP, and when they're trying to say DEPT number, and the salary, okay, together, right? You want to say that is greater than, and then let's say select the PT number, and then what is average salary, average cell, okay, and then say from EMP, and then group by the PT number, okay. So even though the subquery subquery is correct, subquery will give you the list of departments and the average salaries, okay, and the main query you're trying to get department number and the salary bigger than that, but that comparison will not work. Does it make sense? Does equal greater than equal to? Because in this case, you are comparing not just single value greater than that. You are actually comparing two values. One is department number and another salary. And then you actually have to make sure that department number is equal to that department number, but the salary is bigger than average salary, right? So this greater than sign will not work for both. Does it make sense? So this question, this will be incorrect. You cannot do it. Okay. So this is incorrect. Let's comment these lines out. Okay. You cannot run it actually. All right, and then let's do one similar to that. This time, let's say I want to find the employees who are making more than the average of his or her job title. So something similar to that. Just have another opportunity to practice. So I'm going to say making less than, okay, less than the average of his job line. Okay. So again, you find employees who are making less than the average of his or her job. So I'm going to do select, okay, and then ename. So apparently we have to use subquery, right? So how can you decide? So first of all, let's just do it without subquery, without tuple variables, okay? So we'll find an ename, and then from emp, right? And then what do we do? We'll say his salary, right? Salary is less than. So now we need to find the average salary for the job title. So because of that, I need to use the second table, use the same table again a second time. So therefore, I need to use tuple variables. Dot that, and then say a dot salary. And again, inside the subquery, the information we're looking for is first we are looking for average salary. And for whom? Average salary for A's job title. Okay, so we are given the information based on this this question. So we are given A's job title, and then we're trying to find what is average salary for A's job title. So for that, I need to use another subquery, another tuple variable. So let's just say select, and then let's just call that the b.cell. B.cell. Okay. From empp, and then where b.job is equal to a.job. Okay. So we can run that. So those are employees making less than their department average. So you can say that this type of questions are very, very practical, right? So for example, if HR wants to decide some kind of like a promotion scheme, promotion plan, so you definitely want to find out which employees, making less than their department average, their job titles average. So that way you can decide, who should, which employee should be paid attention. All right, and I think I have one more question, one more example, and then we are done for today. And that question may not be that easy, but we will try. Okay. So you say that today's example is getting pretty complex. So you probably, wish you could use C# or Java to write the code to solve these questions, but we don't have that. We don't have those instruments like variables or loops or whatever to solve these questions. So we have to use what is what is possible, what is given, what is and also what is possible within SQL allowed constraints to do it. Okay, so here I want to give $200 salary increase to the person who has smallest salary in his location. Smallest salary in his location. Okay, so you have a smallest salary in his department, then the question is slightly easier. So let me change this one first. In his department, each department first. Okay, because you do location, then you have to join. Okay, so let's do that first. This should be easy one. So select update and EMP. And when you do update, you can also use tuple variables. You update your EMPA. Okay. And then say set a.cell equals to give $200 salary, right? So a.cell plus $200 salary increase. And you want to do that as long as the employee A's salary is the smallest in case department, right? So where a.cell is equal to, let me say, what is subquery here? Subquery 1. Subquery need to find out what is the minimum salary, right? For whom? For A's DP number. So that's given, okay? So now let's just try to finish the subquery based on the information which is given here. So we want to find out the minimum salary for A's department, okay? So I'm going to do your subquery, select select that, and then I just say this is B.cell. All right, and then let's say from EMPB, and then where B.dpd number equals to A.dp number. There we go. So you see that it's pretty much like a select statement, but here we are using tuple variable for select statement, for update statement. Sorry. Okay. So give those employees salary increase. So for whom? Those employees who have salary, who is the salary matches the minimum for his department. Okay. All right. So 3 rows updated. I don't think I will just leave one more just original question. Let me see for location. I will leave that to the next class as a warm up. So for each location. Okay, so I will leave that as a warm-up. And then let me say whether I'm going to pause for a second and see if anybody have questions. We have like 4 more minutes. So for this week, your homework, I think you know what, I'm going to add a few more questions based on what we did today. So questions, the questions you have existing ones were created based on the assumption that there's no today's class. Today's class was canceled. So now I'm going to just add a few more questions about the tuple variables. Okay, so that will be your hands-on. Your multiple choice questions, quiz questions will be. I don't think I can make changes. Let me check. Let me double check. I don't think I can do that because if somebody already tried, I cannot make changes anymore. So let's see. Then that will be homework. Homework 10. No, I cannot make changes anymore because somebody already tried. Okay, so multiple choice. So quiz question will be the same. But just hands-on questions, I will add a few more questions to the list. Okay, we'll do that by the end of today, or maybe before, maybe tomorrow morning. Anybody has a questions at this point? So let me stop recording.